You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Sports. We're going to talk about UFC's Jorge Masvidal. As we know, Jorge is very, very pro-Trump. He is also a pro-American, and he's anti-communist. In fact, I made a video the other day on blackandwhitenetwork.com that was a little too hot for big tech. Jorge made some comments. We know protesters are in the street. Protesters, rightfully so, are in the streets in Cuba protesting the Fidel Castro remnants, the Communist Party down there, and they are trying to get their freedoms. Well, Masvidal is Cuban. That's right. And he has come out, along with Dana White, along with Kobe Covington, unapologetically has come out, and he has slammed the asshole that started all of this mess in regards to social justice and started the leftist party leaning towards communism. And now, just if you want to ask me, full-blown embracing of communism. So, we will get to that article right now from Jorge. This is from Outkick. UFC's Jorge Masvidal calls Colin Kaepernick a coward for once wearing a Fidel Castro shirt. We all remember that, along with his pig socks. Cuban-American UFC star Jorge Masvidal spoke out on the, quote, SOS Cuba protest taking place on the island against the government and has some issues with former NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick. Quote, my father escaped Cuba when he was 14 years old. He said in a video posted to social media, and I've only heard the horror stories since I could process thoughts of how shitty this communist regime killing machine is. So I just wanted to shed some light on Cuba. Big SOS signal for them. This oppression has been going on for 61 years. This is not just because of the pandemic, or it's not just because they ran out of medicine. They've been out of medicine, they've been out of resources and out of food because of the corrupt government and the extreme corruption over there, where only a few at the top eat and everybody else has to suffer. Those days are over. Those days have to end. Well, if we ain't careful here, if we're not careful here, guys, we're on a slippery slope right now. Masvidal went on to share an Instagram post to his story of Kaepernick wearing a Fidel Castro shirt in 2016. We all remember that. Said that cowards like this fool who should be sent to live in Cuba. I've said that myself. Venezuela's nice also. China, another place you can probably go. Go with LeBron James to see how he likes living under oppression. Know your history and your facts, cowards like this fool should be sent to live in Cuba and see what they say after a day there. And this says American leftists who know nothing about real oppression and communism wear images of Castro, while Cubans living in the horrors of communism and real oppression are waving the American flag. That should tell you all you need to know. Kaepernick received criticism when he wore a Castro shirt that also featured Malcolm X before the 49ers played the Dolphins in 2016, the year Castro died. And then 49ers quarterback defended his decision by saying he agreed with Castro's investment in education but didn't support Castro's oppressive tactics. How about you absolutely do not agree with anything that Castro's got to say, for crying out loud? Quote, I agree with the investment in education. I also agree with the investment in free universal health care, as well as the involvement in helping end apartheid in South Africa. I would hope that everybody agrees with those are good things, and I'm trying to push the false narrative that I was a supporter of oppressive things he did is just not true. One thing that Fidel Castro did do is they have the highest literacy rate because they invest more in their education system than they do their prison system. Kaepernick said per SI.com, which we do not hear, even though we're fully capable of doing that. Good God, Kaepernick is an idiot. He's the one that started all this mess. Yep, we can thank him for all the false narratives and the police hating, etc., 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 everything that has ruined our sports. Let us not lose sight of the fact that Bernie Sanders also said some things somewhat similar to what Colin Kaepernick said. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? Look, I've got to applaud anybody in mainstream sports that is willing to come out and make statements like this. And this is very interesting as well. Dan Le Batard, where are you at right now? I would love to hear what you've got to say about all this, because you shill everything on the radical left and you shill everything that Colin Kaepernick has ever done, even though your father came from Cuba and put up with all that. You've been very critical of Cuba, but here we are in this situation. Where are you at, radical leftist Dan Le Batard, in sports right now? What do you got to say? Are you quiet as a church mouse? I still will never understand Dan Le Batard supporting somebody like Colin Kaepernick. It is unbelievable. After Kaepernick shielded the Fidel Castro, it's ridiculous. Anytime we see something like this, we're gonna shine some light on it, because we just don't see it. Where you at? Anybody in the NFL? Where you at? Anybody in the NBA? Major League Baseball, looking at you. Where are you? Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.